Japan is one of the most extreme examples of work culture in the world, with notoriously long working hours and an intense commitment to one's job. In fact, they even have a term for it in Japanese called death by overwork, which refers to karoshi, meaning death by stress or burnout from overworking. But as anyone who has lived in Japan can attest, Japanese people are able to maintain a perfect work-life balance. They go to work, complete their tasks, and then leave work at work while they go out to enjoy dinner and drinks with friends or family, or just relax at home. And this is where the myth comes from. Japanese people have a good work-life balance. In today's video, I'm going to talk about why that myth exists and the reality of Japanese work-life balance. Do you think it's actually possible to have a good work-life balance in Japan? If you do, make sure to like this video and let's get into it. Hello, I'm your tour guide to Japan, and here we talk about all things Japan, work included. Let's start off with the myth. This is what the average non-Japanese person thinks about Japanese work-life balance. As mentioned earlier, Japanese people go to work, complete their tasks, and then go home and live their life. They are disciplined and organized, so they are able to separate their work and private life easily. So no matter how much overtime they do, they are always able to have a good work-life balance. Now, the truth is Japanese people tend to be very committed to their jobs. While they may start work around 9 or 10 a.m., they usually don't leave until 6, 7, 8 p.m., or even later. And many times they bring their work home with them. That means that even though they may be physically at home, mentally they are still at work. Many Japanese workers that I know have their office phone forwarded to their home phone number so that their boss can contact them any time of day or night. Some of my friends have had their bosses call them at midnight or 3 a.m. because there was a problem that needed to be solved immediately. Okay, so now that we got the reality check out of the way, I want to explore why the myths exist in the first place. To understand why people believe Japanese people have a good work-life balance, we need to understand Japanese culture. One of the main characteristics of Japanese culture is called wa, which means harmony. Wa is a very important concept in Japanese culture because it brings people together through shared goals and values. Japanese people highly value maintaining harmony, not only in their personal lives, but also in the workplace. Everyone works together to achieve the same goal, which is why the phrase, "the nail that sticks out gets hammered down," exists. The idea is that if someone is too different or stands out too much, they will be put down. In order to maintain harmony and group cohesion, people are incentivized to not rock the boat and instead just blend in. This value of fitting in or belonging is another key factor to why Japanese people seem to have a good work-life balance. In Japanese culture, it is common for people to belong to several groups outside of their family. These groups could be sports clubs, work-related associations, neighborhood associations, or even drinking groups. People build strong bonds with the members of these groups and prioritize spending time with them. Being part of these groups provides a sense of belonging and helps to maintain social harmony. On top of that, being part of these groups gives people a sense of identity. These groups become like a second family to Japanese people. It is important to maintain harmony within these groups, which is why people prioritize spending time with them. A big part of maintaining harmony is making sure not to cause trouble for others. This is especially true in the workplace. Japanese people tend to say yes to everything and try to avoid saying no. When someone asks for help, it would be rude to say no. Saying no makes the other person lose. Plus, Japanese people tend to feel guilty when they say no to others because they don't want to cause trouble or inconvenience. It's called giri. Giri is a Japanese term that encompasses the concept of obligation or reciprocal relationships. It's a fundamental aspect of Japanese culture that significantly influences people's behavior and interactions, particularly in social and work settings. For example, if someone does you a favor, you feel obligated to return that favor in the future. Or if someone helps you out at work, you feel a sense of obligation to support them when needed. Now, this might sound a little bit like the concept of networking. However, there is a key difference between giri and networking. Networking is more transactional, whereas giri is more relational. Networking focuses on mutual benefit in the short term, whereas giri emphasizes long-term relationships and obligations. So now that we understand the cultural factors behind the myth, let's take a look at some signs that are indicating change is coming to Japanese work culture. One major sign of change is the declining birth rate in Japan. For many years, Japan has had one of the lowest fertility rates in the world, meaning that fewer and fewer Japanese people are having children. This trend has led to a shrinking population and an aging workforce. As the population continues to age, the Japanese government is taking steps to encourage people to have more children. The government is offering financial incentives such as cash payments and subsidies to help alleviate the financial burden associated with raising children. Additionally, the government is investing in childcare facilities and educational programs to support families with young children. Another sign of change is the increasing number of foreign workers in Japan. The Japanese government has been actively recruiting foreign workers to fill labor shortages in various industries. The government has introduced new visa programs to make it easier for skilled foreign workers to live and work in Japan. In recent years, the number of foreign workers in Japan has been on the rise, bringing a diverse range of perspectives and experiences to the workforce. One more sign of change is the growing popularity of entrepreneurship in Japan. Younger generations of Japanese people are increasingly interested in starting their own businesses. This trend has been fueled by a desire for more flexibility, autonomy, and the opportunity to pursue their passions. The Japanese government is also supporting this trend by providing resources and mentorship to aspiring entrepreneurs. The final sign of change is the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic has forced companies to reevaluate the way they do business, and many companies have adopted more flexible work arrangements such as remote work and flexible hours. This has given Japanese workers more autonomy over their schedules and has helped to improve their overall work-life balance. In conclusion, the myth that Japanese people have a good work-life balance persists due to cultural factors such as the value of harmony, the need to belong, and concepts like giri. However, the reality is that many Japanese people struggle to maintain a healthy balance between their work and personal lives. Despite the challenges, there are signs that change is on the horizon. With a declining birth rate, an aging population, a growing number of foreign workers, an increase in entrepreneurship, and the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, Japan is slowly shifting towards a more balanced and flexible work culture. What do you think? Is it even possible to have a good work-life balance in Japan? Leave a comment below and let me know. And if you liked this video, please consider subscribing. It really helps out. And as always, thanks for watching.